Well, you had a long sit down that was excellent, by the way, with Ron DeSantis. Here's a little clip of it.
The federal government's COVID response was a disaster that hurt people, that hurt this country. We're still feeling the effects of it now with the kids who were locked out of school, the high prices. We would not have had the inflation that we had they not done the Fauci lockdowns and the CARES Act and all this other stuff. So it was more in that context. So for the CDC and FDA, we will have doctor, PhD type, but they're going to be people like a Jay Bhattacharya from Stanford who was right on COVID, not going to be some of these people that are just part of this revolving door.
Megyn, you are famously not kind to politicians. I don't mean you're mean, but you ask them hard questions. You probe, for sure. What was your measure of the man? I've met him. I've never interviewed him, but what's your take on him?
Well, I think he was far less socially awkward than I expected him to be perfectly honest. You know, based on the clips that I'd seen circulated and, you know, what limited highlight reels I'd watched, I expected him to be a little stilted and maybe not that great a glad-hander, you know, like a socializer, easy for me to say, socializer. He was actually quite charming. I have to say, one-on-one, I really liked him. He was funny. Privately, the night before, we had dinner with the governor and Casey DeSantis and a couple of aides. And he was funny. He was doing impressions. He was extremely knowledgeable, Jesse. And I walked away thinking, all right, the guy's 44 years old. He's young. He's vibrant. He said he would enter the office ready to spit nails, and I believe it. You know, ready to sort of go day one. He has absolute energy. But, you know, nothing's going to change the fact right now or in the foreseeable future that he's got a 40-point deficit to the gorilla, the 800-pound gorilla. And that's Trump. And unless somebody puts Trump in jail prior to November 2024, none of these guys has a realistic plan for getting around him. You know, I mean, one of my draft questions that didn't make the dance was, what's your plan to get around him? And is it named Jack Smith? And that's the reality for all these guys.